All right, all right, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, non-binaries and everything in between, welcome to AVIANART 2022 group Kookaburras. H3xodis versus GFE Invertacrismizer. I'm joined here this evening with Royale with Cheese. Uh, Looking forward to a good race here. It's gonna be a good time. Another fun mode out of the AVIANART pool. Can't wait to see how everybody clowns it up today.
Yeah, agreed, Tank. I really like this mode. I think it's fun. I enjoy watching it a lot more than I enjoyed watching Ludicrous Speed. I think the inverted aspect makes it much more interesting.
Yeah, inverted is definitely a change up from what you would normally see. Looks like we're getting started here. Good old Link House start. Nobody going for the sanctuary start today.
Then we had the better meringue there in Link's house. Nice early on to be able to stun some of this Dark World stuff on, only the 6 hearts. That's all they're gonna get.
Yep, and first
There's
shield hype
Shield! Get hyped for shields.
and a
Shield
swingy
memers.
and a fire rod. This is quite the hype cave
Yeah,
Johnny's holding on to today.
that is Johnny like coming through here for once.
For once. I believe the Triforce hunt also had a pretty good one as well that we did the other night, but definitely a good start. Fire Rod's definitely going to be helping out once we can get some magic to help mitigate some of this enemizer that's going on. Looks like Hex has found that Sun Prize is $20. And Stumpy holding on to a mirror.
Wow, we've got an actual hype cave and a good item on Stumpy. Like this is what happens when you have 4 of every item in the item pool. It's great.
Yeah, it definitely speeds you along. And a glove from Dig Game. Getting pretty loaded up front here, which is good news for the runners.
Yeah, for sure. Enemizer is so much fun. It's like, it's just great to see like random crystal rollers and fire sticks out in the overworld, hanging out, just, wreaking havoc on Hyrule.
Yeah, nothing more fun than crossing the screen transition and immediately getting blasted in the face by a crystal roller.
Or just like Lionels in random spots.
Yeah, it definitely usually makes escape really fun when you have standard starts, but still makes for an interesting seed here as well. And there is a lamp.
Yay, we love Lamp. Dark rooms in Enemizer modes are terrifying.
Yeah. Yes, they are. And just as a general reminder for anybody coming into chat, Invertacrismizer is goal all dungeons. It is inverted and it is ludicrous speed. 4 of each progression item, and there are no additional life items in the pool there. They get the hearts they start with, and that's it. 3 pools are always going to be bombs, bush crabs, and some prizes are always rupees. Enemy shuffle, full boss shuffle, and then starting compasses, starting boots, and 19 rupees to start out with as well. And we start our dip into Thieves Town here on H3xodis side. Oh, and the crystal rollers.
Speaking of those crystal rollers. Oh, GFE's got a fairy in a bottle though, so.
Lucky there. What a terrible place for crystal rollers. Or a wonderful place, depending on, your definition of it.
Okay, GFE also into Thieves Town now. Oh, look, a Lionel in a random dungeon. There's all
And
kinds of
sickness
fun
thingy.
stuff in here.
And an ice rod. I don't think I've
All right.
seen either of the runners do a boss check so far. We do have those starting compasses, so we should be able to see those, I believe.
Yeah, neither one has yet. So
Like we're just gonna run in and go with it.
we might just YOLO the boss here, and if it's try next, then we actually can beat him.
Wow.
Oh, it's vanilla blind.
I thought this was Invertacrismizer, not is this even randomized?
Right? Which meme mode are we even playing?
Oh, and Hex taking the blind hit to the face. Though Hex still has his fairy, so at least got that going for him.
Yeah, true. Like neither one of them has found a mail upgrade yet, so they're still on green mail with 6 hearts. Pretty squishy in the dark world.
Yep. And that's first crystal on the board already.
Man, that was a quick Thieves Town. We're like not even 6 minutes in yet.
Yeah, Thieves Town is one of these dungeons that there's a lot of opportunity for slowdown because depending on the enemies in it, the lag is very, very real. Now, GFE's got to be careful here because GFE can't take the same hit setup that Hex had.
Oh. Since he got bopped with that crystal roller, he's gonna have to do this again.
Now we'll see if he wants to do this again or if he just prefers to swing into the back first. Hex, going, where's my key at? There it is. And there we go, getting the blind kill there.
Good. Okay, GFE got his blind down.
A little dicey there again, but pulled it out this time.
Oh my gosh, this is all those mini Helmas. That's just
awful.
gross.
My favorite benefit that tends to come with Enemizer, though, you get to murder the thieves.
That is true. That is very nice since they are so rude about bumping into you and stealing all your stuff.
Yeah, and they can really be troublesome in something like Enemizer, depending on where they spawn at. And GFE choosing not to explore the rest of Thieves Town and instead is on the way here into Skull Woods. Hex getting a little bit of a reward here for coming back up here and finding silvers. And GFE scraping out of there before that crystal roller bowls him over.
Yeah, GFE is, I think he's maybe a crystal roller magnet this seed. Oh, tempered sword here in Pot Prison in Thieves Town.
Nice. Yeah, swords are definitely abundant in this mode.
And you know what? So are shields, and that makes me very happy. There's a high likelihood that we will see mirror shield on one or both sides tonight.
Yeah, we can only hope. The dream is real. Alright. Just getting the key out of the back here, realizing that the only thing I believe that's left in there is the big chest, and we can't get to it. So, Heck's about to find out the problem with crystal rollers. Looks like has enough health to survive it at least, but probably walk out here and get bopped in the, yeah, popped right in the face. Oh,
And bopped
but
again.
does not
Okay.
survive the second one. Village of Outcasts is definitely being rude this evening. Alright, there we go, quitting out to Stank. Looks like Hex is probably going to follow GFE towards Skull Woods here.
And I think we have another blind in Skullwoods, if I saw that right. GFE just did a quick compass check.
All blinds all the time.
This is, the all blind seed.
Now, blind in Skull Woods is mildly terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Hex is just kind of veering straight for the back, something that a lot of runners prefer, back to front. Whereas GFE did front to back and managed to pull the that extra sword out of there, finding another pair of flippers.
I'm pretty sure that means that GFE can swim twice as fast.
Oh yeah, that mean 2 flippers. It's gotta be. And GFE getting a little handsy there, getting taken back to the beginning. Pretty tame back half of Goldwoods here, at least.
Yeah, that could have been a whole lot worse. I mean, I guess maybe we've already seen, random Lionels, random crystal rollers. One of the dungeons had to maybe take it easy on our runners.
Yeah, and GFE making good use of sword beams here to get some hits on blind. Oh, but then rubs his face on the spikes.
Yeah, I would not recommend that for exfoliation, and he's got to be really careful. Pause buffering to kind of try and avoid the blind heads and fireballs.
Yeah, this is a rough arena for a blind fight.
Hex with some nice evasion tactics on his side.
Hex also probably going to have a rough blind fight here. Hex doesn't have a ton of health here, so and GFE getting the kill. It's a good fight.
Yeah, that was well done by GFE.
With a 5 whole rupees, his reward for getting that.
Look at this tank. We're 13 minutes in. We've got 2 crystals on the board already for GFE. 2 dungeons down. These guys are on fire.
Yeah, definitely just blowing through this so far. Hexit is having a very rough time here, down to a single heart and taking the hit.
Oh.
Alright, GFE, where are we headed to? Gonna come up here and check Bumper Ledge. Or just getting a tree pull. Or both.
Little bomb
That's a hook
refill.
shot.
Hey.
just go ahead and head up the mountain.
Not quite sure how Old Man survived in that cave with the guard right behind him there for so long, but, you know, we won't question it.
Hey, and the guard's only interested in you. Gary pays him off.
Okay, that makes sense.
So begins the long trek up Dark Death Mountain.
The fun that is returning Gary in Inverted.
Oh, and Heck's going for a ferry, getting hit by the anti-ferry, getting knocked cold. And now also finding more fun with crystal rollers.
Yeah, I'm noticing a theme in this seed. Crystal
There's-
rollers in fun places.
Yeah, definitely. And there's another sword up on Spec Rock. We don't need it. Gary has the last sword.
Get wrecked, Spec Rock. We're just stealing the old man. See, that's how he kept the guard. He doesn't need that anymore. Now he's returned home. He
Oh
doesn't have
yeah.
to threaten the guard with his butter sword anymore.
Alright, what other information can we discern from here? Let's find out what's in here. That's a quake. We're gonna go ahead and jump down for it? Yeah. Might as well. Don't quite know if we're gonna need it yet. Or if we might find others along the way.
Yeah, I mean, the chances are likely you probably will, but, you know, GFE is here. He can pick this up as a bunny. Why not?
Yep, and it looks like Hex is gonna follow behind and go up to the mountain himself.
Yeah, it hikes down to Crystal. He did not go back and finish that blind kill in Skull Woods.
Yeah, maybe hoping to well, showing off a little bit right there, but maybe trying to find something to help him out there. I mean, there's definitely a lot of opportunity to find things to make your life easier in that fight, like Berna.
And I mean, at least blue mail, if not red.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't seem to doesn't really help the spike damage in there though.
True.
If he's gonna do a little bonking here, and is rewarded with some mitts. Goran, the specifics of the mode is this is Invertacrismizer, so it is ludicrous speed but inverted with all dungeons and Enemizer and full ball shuffle with starting compasses, boots, and 19 movies. If he's looking for a little more survivability in case he runs into something that hurts, picking up a single heart refill there.
Yeah, I don't blame him on that, though. He's learned the hard way a couple times. Those crystal rollers to the face will knock him out.
Yep, or
Oh,
fire
hey,
bars.
look, a fire bar.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. You want the extra health if you're gonna be bunny walking through Paradox here.
Yep, for sure. Gonna get to see. Oh, look. Speaking of Berna,
Yeah, there we go. Now the question is, are we going to see a little bit more of Hookshot Cave here? Is Hex going to try and hover his way around? Looks like he's thinking about it. He's very upset that that crab is there.
That crab kind of being a jerk in terms of, not just letting the arrow get him.
Yeah. Oh, and we made it over, and a green goo is our reward. Laser bridge
Hey,
yielding
it's
a
a
hammer.
hammer. Our cack skipping buddy,
And
Trayman Spire, has placed 4 hammers in the sea today.
and those silvers, early silvers that Hex got, not quite as useful because we just picked up another pair on Laser Bridge there. And yeah, I don't know if this was said earlier, but TR entry for main is Quake. So Quake was a good pickup because it means we could potentially get in the front door if we ever find Samaria.
Yeah, and a moon pearl.
Yeah.
I think that's our 3rd ice rod.
Already? I guess
It's
it's pretty
definitely,
cool.
yeah, because I think Hex just found one in Hookshot Cave when he was hovering, and then they picked up the one in Thieves Town, and then there was that one. That's awesome. I love this mode.
Yeah, one of my favorite plays I've seen from this is well, I think it was just normal ludicrous speed, but it was fake flippering into ice to get flippers.
Yeah, and see, that's what's just fun. Like, this mode can just be such a meme. Like, we could have seen Cape on Bumper Ledge because there's 3 other capes in the game. That's just, it's hysterical to me when that stuff happens because it's just, I love memes.
And Hex swinging over here to get that Quake. Now that he knows that it's potentially needed. And Hex leaving the mountain. Not quite getting as much done here as it seems GFE is right now. I will say, Enemizer definitely makes Chain Chomp room a lot easier when there are no Chain Chomps in here.
Yeah. I was just thinking, well, we have one room that's actually friendlier.
Oh. GFE having a bit of a struggle trying to get across here. Hex making a beeline for Pod. There we go. And that was probably another sword.
Yeah, Hex is believing in pod memes.
For better or for worse. We'll see if it pays out. Right, we're not bow locked, not that it matters, because we already have plenty of bows so far.
I'm wondering if we're gonna find a hammer in pod. That would be fun. Because Hex did not
vanilla,
find
or
Laser
even
Bridge.
full vanilla
Yeah.
hammer. Always,
Yeah.
always a blast.
Always a good time. Why not?
Oh, almost got that. Heck's going
Yeah.
for full meme hovering. Might as well take advantage if you can do it, right?
Right, exactly. I don't know a ton about hovering, but I know this one is harder because you have to clip into the rail as
Yeah.
well as hover.
And welcome in, Shipmarina and Raiders. You are joining us now in the AVIANART 2022 Group Kookaburras race Texas versus GFE Invertacrismizer mode. GFE
Yeah,
taking good advantage of some Super Bunny state here.
Shin and Raiders, so far we have been. Oh, hey, a mail upgrade. Look at that. So far we have been enjoying random Lionels,
Field hype.
shield hype. You'll love to see it. Oh, look, the chain chomps have been relocated to pod today, where they can't really do any damage from that position. That's lovely.
And GFE finding that cape, which means they have a guaranteed hookshot access now.
Oh my goodness. Game, please.
Wow. What a place for a spy. Seems Pod's being the rude one today.
Swagnet in Spike Cave.
Gotta love it.
Hex is like, give me all in the spirit of TJ Maelstrom, he is getting all the money from the pod basement.
And also finding a Berna. Goron, birds aren't real. They're government drones, so yes. Another red boomerang. And a slag net over here. Nothing too mean. Leading to the
Shield
front
hype
of
for
pod.
Hex.
One step closer to greatness.
That's right.
Which means GFE is about to be there.
GFE, yeah, GFE is actually about to be the people's winner of this seed when he picks up the mirror shield from this pod big chest.
I'm just surprised we haven't found a Merle yet.
Yeah, I feel like with the ludicrous modes, even with all of the item placement, it seems like there's always one thing that you kind of end up looking a little harder for.
Oh, for sure. Game
That's what makes it fun.
Still got jokes. Hex is begging for that fairy.
Yeah, Hex putting that swagnet to good use.
And finds another mail upgrade. Or his first.
All right, GFE has the big key. The excitement is building on GFE's side.
Meanwhile, Hex is heading over to Catfish. We'll see how much of a homie he is today. Hey, Catfish, what you got for us? The best of items.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Catfish, the truest of homies today.
That is, I think, the most homie that Catfish could ever be. Homewrecker in shambles. Best item on Brofish. If he's in the chat, he's probably twitching right now.
Groaning loud enough to shake the ground of all of the West Coast.
Yeah, any of you Pacific Northwesters, if you feel a disturbance in the force tonight, you know it's just Homewrecker being very sad that his Brofish gave up a mirror shield.
Oh, this downstairs room is a little gross here.
I would actually rather do the turtles, I think.
Yeah, a lot of high mobility enemies down there.
Yeah, that was there was a lot of things going a lot of different ways in that room.
Yeah, Hex deciding I've got that burner now. This will make this blind fight easier. Oh look, Moth relocated into another room with spikes just to make life that much more difficult.
Moth was like, I miss my spikes. Gonna kick Helmasaur out of pod and take over those spikes.
Yeah, times are tough. You had to downgrade a little bit.
All right, this should go much better for Hex this time around.
Yeah, we've got both Canes, half magic. What could you really ask for in a blind conveyor room fight?
Yeah, plus he's got the mail upgrade, which I know doesn't help with the spikes, but does help with the
and he has the best
lasers.
item in the game.
He does, yeah. And I'm sure that mirror shield doing work on those fireballs. It's, provides the best protection.
If he's like, nope, glad I got that cape.
That's just so rude.
Is he also going for the monies and finding the legendary triangle?
The Ped Chicken Triforce piece. You'll love to see it.
Who doesn't enjoy some good Ped chicken? Oh, we're just gonna come back this way and do this? Alright. Oh, you're just gonna use the key. Got it. Not even gonna bother with a bomb jump. Just gonna burn the key for it. And our first foray into Ice Palace. And GFE about to get the grand and wonderful news that is Mirror Shield.
Yeah, this is pretty much about the best that we could hope for. I think, both runners are actually winning right now.
Yeah, I mean, they've already won our hearts by having Mirror Shield. Who cares what the results of the race are now?
This Pengator room can also be a lot of fun in Enemizer, depending on, and by fun I mean fun for chat, and
Yeah.
you know, depending on what. That wasn't so bad. Hex did a good job, but sometimes, man, you get like a bunch of
Nonsense.
yeah,
Like a Lionel.
like hey, look at that.
Who doesn't enjoy a good ice Lionel? And GFE following right behind into Ice Palace here. Now, downside for Hextus here is Hex did not dip TR, so Hex is really hoping to find a hammer in ice.
Yeah, we did not find one in Pod, and he was unable to finish Pod because he doesn't have that hammer from Laser Bridge, but there's still 3 hammers that Treyspire, the Cack Skipper, has hidden somewhere in the seed. We'll see if one
Hopefully
of
we
them
can
is.
find one of them, yeah.
Yeah, see one of them is maybe here, hanging out in Ice Palace. And you know, hopefully it wasn't that chest back there.
And
That
another
I hope.
flag, man. Yeah, Hammerlocked Hammer would be hilarious. Hicks trying to, or finding himself locked, has to come back to the beginning here. No hammer, so no guaranteed key there.
All right, GFE about to show us. Oh, okay, so it's just the big key.
It could still be
Could
Hammerlocked
still
Hammer.
be, yep, could still be Hammerlocked Hammer.
And there's a small key. What's in the big chest today? Another ice rod.
I mean, that's kind of
be-
fitting.
That might be all four.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the 4th ice rod. I love that this game considers the chickens to be enemies. Chicken eat. Oh, that's a fun room. Just a few red guards.
And another mirror. So no luck for Hex here, because I don't think Hex has anything that we haven't seen that he can open. So he's going to have to leave here without the completion again. Another dungeon abandoned for lack of hammer.
Yeah, this is too bad for a little unfortunate for Hex. We've seen him double dip so far Skullwoods for that blind kill. And now he'll be double dipping Pod and Ice due to lack of hammer.
Anti-fairies make placing those blocks really annoying. And Moldorm. Only a 6-eyed Moldorm today, no legendary 8.
Yeah, I like the 8-eyed Moldor. I just think random-eyed Moldorm is fun, actually. It doesn't really matter how many eyes. It just makes me giggle.
Yeah, I mean, the two best is 1-eyed Moldorm and 8-eyed Moldorm, in my opinion.
Yeah, agreed.
Right, and another pendant on the board for GFE.
Yeah, that's the 4th dungeon clear for GFE already.
Yeah, absolutely blazing through here. GFE coming up here to also see the true homie catfish. Though already has that mirror shield, so a little less useful for him. Seeing that 20 rupees and just walking away feels bad. We really should petition to just have them make progressive shields once you have all of them. Just keep showing mirror shield all the time.
Yeah, I second that. I fully support that idea.
And H3xodis has now made his way back here to Turtle Rock,
Oh, thank
having
goodness.
just the easiest of times, kind of, here on Laser Bridge with that nice mirror shield to protect him from the beams, and finally finding the hammer that he left behind.
Yeah, he's got to be happy to see that.
Happy, maybe a little upset as well, because it's
Well,
definitely something
yeah,
that he could have gotten earlier.
true. Nice to not have to use any magic here on Laser Bridge. That mirror shield provides all the protection you need from those lasers.
Yeah, plus side is that Hex is coming into TR with Samaria, so it's only a single dip here for him versus the repeat trip that GFE is going to be making for it. But downside being is that that hammer just really helped out in a lot of other ways. All right. No green pendant, TR. It's a C in the corner, Chief.
Yeah, sorry, beer, not today.
Can you?
That would be a good meme though.
And
I'm starting to
GFE.
wonder where are the moon pearls in this seed?
Yeah, that's a good question. Moon Pearl and Trinex, maybe? Well, or whatever boss may be here. Either that or maybe it's in the front.
Yeah, true. We haven't seen anyone go all the way through to the front.
So GFE is probably going to be... I don't know. We'll see what Hex decides to do here. But GFE, as soon as this fight's done, gets that free teleport back there. And an easy Landmo fight with those silvers. And rewarded with a Bombos. Bombos is an exceptionally nice thing to have. Oh, look, more chain chomps in
That's
places that you
really,
can't
yeah,
necessarily escape them.
it's really nice of them to gatekeep those areas. Hex remembering that he does not have a hook shot yet. Well done.
I'm glad somebody does. I always forget. Alright, Jiffy finding a small key. And there's the Moon
Hey!
Pearl.
104.
If you're gonna
Sorry,
be
beer.
wrong, straight up.
Rip the moon pearl on Ped Dream. Homemade beer. I'm sorry about that.
I think technically we are in go at this point, since we do know where a hook shot is. No, we're missing a flute
Yeah, I was gonna say
and
we need
book.
flute and book. Yeah, because we need book and inverted.
Yeah, I always forget that. My brain still just tries to say, no, no, it's fine. You just here.
Yeah, don't need flute, just book.
I mean, flute would be nice.
Well, I mean, like there's 4 of them. Give us a flute game. Come on.
All right, and Hex finishing out TR, and GFE taking the dive into Hera.
GFE entering the best dungeon in the game.
The Queen's Domain.
Let's see if he goes into the best basement of the best dungeon in the game. Yep,
Well, if he
he
wants the
surely
big
does.
key, he's going to.
He
Yeah.
does not have a choice.
Coffee break. If he gets this lovely downtime to sit and reflect on all of his life choices that led him up to this point.
And Hex is going to get that same opportunity here in just a few minutes.
Yeah, what a truly glorious seed to provide us both with ample mirror shield opportunity and a trip into the best basement.
I mean, really, like, I personally could not ask for much more than this.
Hex said no. Said forget that. I'll figure it out somewhere else.
Hex said, I will come back with a hook shot. Thank you. Meanwhile, GFE is a loyal subject of Hair Basement. And he's like, I just want to beat the dungeon.
Yeah. Another Bombos. Oh, good.
A mushroom.
A mushroom. And you can't argue with a mode that gives you the opportunity to say that 4 times.
Right? Exactly. Exactly. I know that there were some strong opinions about the ludicrous speed mode within the community, but I really think that the Invertacrismizer changes, like, they make it a lot of fun to watch. Like, it's just silly and goofy, and it's like, what's...
Oh,
See? 2 books in Paradox
2
Cave.
books. See if
Double
GFE
literacy. Look at
heads
now.
back over there.
Now Hex can loan Homemade Beer one of those books, and he can learn how to read.
Is GFE going to head back that way? Because GFE out of logic through most of Paradox, so those are the only 2 checks that he didn't get out of there, I believe. Instead, we're gonna do Aga. I don't believe that Hex ever checked Bumper. I think that was only GFE that did. Might be. I say this might be Hex's first check, but no.
Oh, Hex, you were right there. You were right there. Into the light world he goes.
Yeah, and Beer definitely bringing up a great point of Hex. Hex is in a good position if the other two books are both in GT.
I mean, if they are, I hope they're in chests in the same room, just like we saw in Paradox Cave. That was amazing. But yeah, I mean, that's 50% of our books in one place that GFE definitely did not check.
Not Hex going over here now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I swear he saw this.
Yeah, maybe it was GFE who didn't. I didn't think they had both seen it. But either way, Hex's adamant refusal to go into the basement, leading him back here to grab Hookshot.
It's okay, Hex. I forgive you.
I prefer Validation chest book.
Mini Helma books. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of gross places the books could be in, or like if both books are in GT, there's a bunch of gross places they could be.
And Hex picking up that hook shot. Gonna go back to the mountain, I think, and probably go and do Hera now.
Okay, and I think that's go mode for Hex. 'Cause he's got the book, he's got the hook shot.
Yeah, this is on GFE to find another book at this point, or last locate in the two chests of Paradox. But fantastic Aga music too. GFE giving us all the memes.
Yeah, he really is putting his heart and soul into memeing it up for us tonight. You love to see it.
What about Validation chest book or Zelda cell book?
Oh, Zelda cell book is a good one. Like whoever wants to go there if you don't have to.
So, even though Hex has had to make some double dips, if another book doesn't surface soon, this is definitely going to give him a key catch-up point. Because GFE is going to have to continue to look in like multiple places to see if he can find one.
That might be my favorite crystal. We've had some good crystal rollers this game, but that one, right?
There's
Okay,
a flute.
that's a nice. I mean, not required, but definitely a nice quality of life item. This crystal roller, I think, is my favorite. Just rolling right up Graveyard Ledge.
It's there just to remind you why all those graves are full.
And we're gonna see the back of Escape from GFE.
Hex leaving a nice little bomb present there. This is a pretty nice Aga overall, this seed.
Yeah, I think that's part of the Invertacrismizer. They no blue balls. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
Hex says, "Get
zero.
wrecked, Aga." Okay, here goes GFE. Is going to pick up his hook shot now.
Definitely, definitely unfortunate that he's still not found book, because hookshot's going to open up an opportunity to go into swamp here, and if you can go mode swamp, I think generally you kind of want to.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And that is going to be an advantage for Hex, even with having to double dip some of these palaces and dungeons. He's going to get to go mode a lot of them.
If that would have been a book, that would have been hilarious.
Okay, now I'm having a really hard time deciding what my favorite crystal roller is in this seed. This is just getting harder and harder.
Very rude crystal rollers this time around. Right, no dice from Lost Woods.
And Hex, the first runner to dip into Eastern Palace, finding the less good meringue in that first chest.
The one boomerang that always just seems to come up short. Hello, Lionel. And another hammer.
I can't remember where Hex picks up his half magic, but we're almost an hour into the seed, and that's the only one we've seen. It's so interesting, like, with how many duplicates of items there are, which ones you see and which ones you don't.
And there's that big key. Not having to go all the way to the back of Eastern's nice.
More mitts.
Oh, there's the go mode book.
GFE bailed out by Cackwell. Trey Spire in shambles. Wow. Crystal
That was
rollers
definitely
all over Eastern Palace.
a really good find for GFE. Yeah, crystal rollers being
And chain
super
chomp in this
obnoxious.
room. Wow, this is gross. Hex doing a nice job there, luring that mini Moldorm up to the corner to get the key.
Yeah, not too much of a hold down here. You just or nothing like really stopping us too bad. I mean, the book definitely could have been. It was just the hammer that was in TR, kind of slowing things up for Hex. But otherwise, this has been a very pretty well placed, pretty jetty style seed overall.
Yeah, we didn't really end up in like a single item hunt for too long on either runner's side, so Hex having no problem with Argus and Eastern Palace here.
For another
Being
lesser boomerang.
the second okay meringue. Meanwhile, GFE it will probably be happy to be able to go mode Misery Mire because no one wants to spend more time in this place than they have to.
Yeah, there's never any juice here.
Well, I mean, even if there is, like, you just have to work so hard for it. This stuff is so spread out.
Misery's in the name.
Right. Like, why would you even want to go into a play? It's advertising. It's telling you what it. Just believe it when it tells you what it is. It's just gonna cause you misery. Just stay away.
So Meyer not being terribly forthcoming with the big key this time around.
Yeah, that's sad. Hopefully GFE won't have to go too deep onto the left side, the Firelock side, to get it.
All right, he's just gonna go right for it.
Yep, he sure is. Running very low on magic.
Just enough. Oh, not gonna go check cutscene just yet. But still may have to.
GFE or Hexodus making good use of his sword beams in that dark turtle room.
Yep, looks like vanilla big key then, huh?
Gross. Meyer, why you do this?
And easy moth fight.
Yeah, Butter Sword, Red Mail, even on 6 hearts, that's no problem for Hex.
And we wait.
And wait.
Not as nice or as pleasant as a wait as checking Hera basement, but you know.
I mean, not all coffee breaks can be equal, it's fine.
And finally our big key.
Hex cleaning up these dungeons that he had to abandon before, Pod and Ice.
And nothing too crazy down here. We'll have to see what boss we get here in Meyer. If he's got to be a little careful here, depending on what's coming up. Yeah, pulling out the cape just in case. With only 2 hearts, even on red mail, it's still could be a disaster zone.
Oh, absolutely. Especially, you know, depending on what he could
Like
possibly.
Trinex.
Hey, look, it's Trinex and Meyer.
Easy fight with Butter Sword, but still one you still have to be very careful on because Trinex will sneak one in on you. The GFE just, yeah, see, GFE taking that red potion before the fight just to be on the safe side. Hey, look, another hammer.
So there's our third hammer.
Down to fight the icy Moldorm.
Moldorm, so easy with Butter Sword. He just rolls right over for Hex and is like, here's your small key and your pendant.
Now to see if Desert wants to cooperate. Are we gonna get the big key up front, or are we gonna get a small key and have to go dig? Big key up front. Love to see it.
Okay, that kind of makes up for the dig that GFE just had to do in Mire to get the big key from the vanilla location. So
Is Hex heading to Swamp? I do believe so.
yeah, Hex is gonna
not
be
even gonna.
no, he's not even gonna mess. He's just like, nope, you get bombosed. Hex, our first runner to dip into Swamp Palace.
They said you love coming into Swamp knowing that you get to just go mode the entire thing.
Right, yeah, you don't even have to worry about left side. You don't have to worry about the meme chest.
And it's Swamp, so really all chests are meme chests.
True, that is true.
Also, vanilla Landmo in Desert. And another easy, quick fight for GFE with those silvers.
Yeah, he did a nice job with that, and with the previous Landmo fight too. That's the second Landmo we've seen. You know, the timing on the silver arrow shots it's not as easy as some runners make it look.
Yeah, absolutely. And GFG just gonna run to Swamp, I believe. Look, there's all the lag.
We found it. It was in Swamp the whole time.
It's outside of Swamp. It was right there in front of the lock picker. All those red guards.
All the projectiles.
Alright, so after this, all we've got left for GFE is Eastern, and then we are off to go kill us a pig. No, needs to do GT. Sorry.
Right.
I keep forgetting. AD.
The all dungeons aspect, yes.
After Triforce hunts and cross keys and everything else, it's like
It's
yeah,
you know,
no, let's just go.
we have a lot of modes to keep straight with, you know, not only in this tournament, but with all the other stuff that's still going on, so understandable. We do get to see a Helmasaur today in Swamp
nice
Palace.
Firebar dodge.
That was a nice firebar dodge.
Sadly, no helicopter.
Nope, not today, unfortunately.
And Hex still has a little bit of cleaning up left to do.
We saw our third set of gloves chilling on the drain dam there.
Man, you could never have too many gloves.
No, and like for people like me, like completionists like me, modes like this, it's like I would just pick up everything all the time. It doesn't matter if I already have all like, yo, you have all the 3 gloves, that's fine. Pick it all up.
Yeah, I mean, the more gloves you get, the more of a hands-on experience you get to have.
Go Mode Podcast. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. We are
Ian.
coming up on the tail end of a pretty jet Invertacrismizer seed between H3xodis and GFE12.
It's definitely been a pretty quick getting seed overall. Not actually too many terrible enemy placements, other than a couple of really unfortunate crystal rollers. But that's just Atomizer for you. Hex coming in here to clean up and finish out Meyer here. Trying to hit everything, whereas GFE took I believe the slightly quicker option of just using bombos.
Yeah, I like the bombos tactic in that room, especially with those. I don't even know what the heck they are. Those little guys crawling out of the
These
walls.
lovely crystal rollers.
It's just great placement. It's great placement. They just, they roll right up the stairs. They do not care.
GFE managing to stop before the electrocution there. Hex having to find out that Meyer is the worst of setups.
Yeah, Heck's gonna get the bad news that we, have maybe a little mode crossover. And is this even randomized vanilla big key here in Meyer?
Yeah. It seems to always be that when you go into Meyer and you're not go moding, you find the big key immediately. But when you go into Meyer and you are go moding, it's always in the worst of spots.
Yes, I actually can confirm in the small number of seeds I played, that whenever I need to full clear Meyer, I always get the God Meyer setup. Always.
Yep. Still looking for items? Here's the big key on the bridge.
Yep.
Now, is Hex going to go ahead and go straight to cutscene, or is he going to leave and go do the others? No, he's going to go straight to cutscene, luckily for him. There's still a possibility, Beer. We still have GT to go. I don't think GFE knows where he's going anymore. This room is dirty.
Well, I think he, yeah, this room is so bad. So bad. Like, that's so rude. Chain chomps and crystal rollers and pokies. Like, wow.
Yep, GFE's just I'm over it. Everything can just die in fire.
Pretty much, yeah. It's either die in ice or die in fire.
Yeah, for sure. Anytime you see those red berries, it's just, yep, nope, just burning it all.
Yep, agree.
All right, and that is last crystal for GFE. So onward we head to GT. And Hex fighting with Trinex. Oh, getting a shot from the head.
All right, no big key on the torch for GFE, so he might get a chance to pick up half magic in here looking for the GT big key.
Yeah, and we're even, albeit a little late, but if anybody has any guesses where the GT big key is, now is your chance. Triangles abound.
Yep, GFE finding a second Triforce piece.
Shovel. Another pair of
More
gloves.
mitts, yay! Hex also grabbing that big key and rushing straight to the back of Desert.
Yep. More hook shot. A blue goo is nice to pick up right before you.
Yeah, that's a nice find.
Yeah, right before you're heading up to the climb.
Especially if GFE doesn't find half magic at all in here. Would be nice for him.
Still an easy Ganon fight with butter, silvers,
Butter swords,
and lamp.
silvers, yeah. And yeah. Yeah, these guys have everything that they could ever want.
Going for the fairy
He's gonna
grab.
get the fairy too.
Nice powder.
Just in case, you know, just in case they run out. They need the backup powder. Okay, Hex going for fire rod strats on Landmo and does not get the 0 cycle like GFE did with the silver arrow setup, but still a 1 cycle, pretty quick kill.
Yep. And another Dorito.
Apparently GT is the place for the powder today.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's being unkind with the big key placement.
Yeah, Steed is making GFE work for it a little bit. Although, I think that's fair considering how friendly this seed has been overall.
Yeah, though it could always be tile room.
I mean, we can only hope. Tank, we've had 1 trip to Hera Basement, and we've had mirror shields from both runners, and, you know, tile room would just, that's like icing.
Hey, there it is. No ice fight today. Don't even know what was down there. Don't
Yep,
want to find
yeah,
out.
we do not. Yeah, we don't care. GFE doesn't care either. He's like, I am over this.
Let's go. Certainly not beer. That can never be a coincidence. But it's hard, definitive proof that Hera Basement is the way to go.
Yeah, I think that actually just proves that Hera Basement is the best basement. I'm pretty sure that's how data and science and proving things works.
I read it on the internet. It must be true.
This BMOS is going to make it really difficult, I think, for Hex to pull off this Hera pot here, potentially. He's going to have to time this just right.
Yeah, if you don't get it in, almost immediately,
Oh, he got so lucky. So lucky.
uh, half a heart left, if even. Just breaking all the graphics in the climb.
That's part of the Enemizer fun, is seeing what the climb glitches out.
Yeah, there is the final crystal for Hex. We have hello, Viddy.
I was wondering if this guy was going to show up somewhere on the climb. So easy with silver arrows, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is a good thing because GFE has a heart and a half. Pretty tame climb overall so far.
Yeah, it really hasn't been that bad. There are a couple, the couple of those Hinoxes, but GFE didn't have any problems with them.
Some rude anti-fairies.
Anti-fairies, please.
Why, yes, I will grab that heart. Okay, well that's a little rude.
Wow. Thanks, game.
You just pop the blue here? No.
Oh
Oh. Does
no!
have a fairy though, I
He
believe.
does,
Yep.
yes. Yeah, it's a good thing he captured that fairy. That was smart thinking.
There we go. Hex is having a little bit of trouble here on the downstairs of GT, having to use his fairy revive. Or choosing to use his fairy revive for more health, either way. It's a free pickup though. Hello, Cold Stare. First one we've seen of that as well. What a terrible place for cold stare, though.
Yeah, that is quite gross.
Even with butter, you hate
They,
to see it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, butter definitely made that really easy, but you know, s- let's just give Cold Stare all the space in the room to spread out and bully us with puffs.
Knock you off. Hello, crystal rollers. Good
Wow.
lord. We've had a lot of crystal rollers.
All right, it's time for agonometry. We love it. We love agonometry.
Not a terribly kind agonometry.
Not so much, no. I think that was a double. There we go. Right, Hex is starting his climb just as GFE dropping into Ganon. And GFE, you know, has a little less than half his magic bar, but he does still have that blue potion in reserve.
Yep. Definitely makes you feel a little safer here.
Already on phase 3. Very quick Ganon fight with Butter Sword. Yeah, and not even bothering with Lamp.
Easy
Doesn't
fight.
even need the blue goo. Get your
Alright.
GGs in chat for GFE.
And GFE's finishing with an official racetime.gg time of 1:27:07. Was a pretty fun seat overall. And welcome in GFE.
GGs.
GG.
Hello there. Thanks for the GGs.
Yeah, definitely definitely a pretty kind seed overall, I think, for the most part, in terms of item placement. No one item really held you up too bad this time around.
GGs.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little nervous about the book because the book is the book in inverted, and sometimes it's just awful.
Well,
Um,
you
but
got
yeah,
really, really lucky with the book because there were two of them in the bottom of Paradox.
Right next to each other. It was so funny.
there were two in the bottom of Paradox. I knew I
Yep.
said, but like, that's just stupid.
You got
Okay.
really, really lucky with the book.
Okay, yeah. Thanks to the well then. Also, I hope everyone very much enjoyed the moth or the blind fight in the moth arena.
Yeah, yeah. What a rough place for a blind fight.
Yeah, that is a terrible spot for blind.
Yeah, when I checked the boss, I was like, yeah, this is not a good choice to go back here now. But I needed to make up for my first blind fight in Thieves Town. That one was sad, so I had to try to show off a little bit.
Yeah, and you definitely had a little bit of a good advantage in that you dipped TR before Hex did, which netted you basically the only hammer you could get access to.
Yeah, I remember one was on Trinex and Meyer, another was in Eastern. I don't know if he ever saw the fourth one.
I mean, he definitely had to go and dip TR for the one out of there, so I'm not quite sure if I remember seeing the other one, but yeah,
No, we
That,
only saw the 3.
that
But yeah.
really helped you out in terms of routing, because Hex wound up dipping Ice Palace, unable to complete it. Wound up dipping Pod, unable to complete it.
No, we only saw
So
the 3.
Yeah.
that really the good find.
I knew that like it's a possibility he dips both, but like in a way, TR was a double-edged sword. Because if you at least do pod first, you get your cane.
Yeah.
So you could single dip TR and get your Moon Pearl while you're up there, which was very nice because that was my last check before, like my last check I was going to do before going to Aga. I was considering trying a Super Bunny strat homemade had showed me to get over to Hera and might still combo Hera in Aga Tower.
Yeah.
I know there's a way you can do that.
Beer was definitely rooting for no Merle, if possible.
I'm not quite as versed in all those overworld glitches and whatnot to do that. And like the hook shot. I don't know if another one showed up, but I think the only other one I saw was the one in GT.
Yeah, I think there was one other, but I don't think it was anywhere that you would have gotten until you actually just got the one off of Bumper Ledge.
Yeah.
And I like, much like myself, when I run into those situations, you just walked into a lot of those rooms and was like, nope, Bombos.
Shout outs to the back of Eastern Palace. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
What a nightmare
room, the
that
one
was.
room with the pokies and the chain chomps and the crystal rollers, that was gross.
Like all that I saw when I entered was the 3 rollers and the chain chomp, and I just I saw the one Moldorm. Like I saw nothing else killable, so I was like, spam ether, and then while ether's going off, I can mentally like take this in and think of how I'm gonna get out of here. Because ether gave me some thinking time.
Yeah, that was a rough room. Entrance into Eastern wasn't exactly friendly either.
I honestly wanted that in the other dimension. I wanted that in the Dark World. Right in front of Pod. But no, it was a good seed. Any seed I don't have to go into the back of East Town is a good seed.
Yeah, I think the only thing you missed out on not going into the back of Thieves Town was Half Magic.
Half Magic, yeah.
Oh, so that's where that was.
And that's the only one we saw, too.
Really?
So,
Um,
Hex picked it up, he went into the back. You know, there haven't been a whole ton of chests opened in GT, you know, after the big key was found, so it could be one in there, but yeah, we didn't see another one.
So what's Hex's go mode?
I think he was hookshot go, but he knew where it was. He grabbed the books out of both books out of Paradox Cave, and then
Wow, I could have really gotten wrecked by that.
Yeah.
Because after I finished TR, like it's 2 checks, I really had noted. Oh wow, nice glitchiness there with the cold stare by. But I didn't want to go back down for those 2 checks. I had Mimic Cave and those 2, and I was like, let's just go on over to Hera. I just need a book. There's 4 books. You know, I'm gonna find one.
Somewhere. It's got to be here somewhere.
I mean, with 2 there, it could have very easily just been.
Yeah, if both of them would have been in GT, yeah, that would have been a bad time. Because I think at that point that would be probably a hard last location for you.
Yeah, my last location would be Mimic Cave, because I would do those 2 while I was lining up. Or no, actually, I might do Mimic Cave first, possibly, because I'd take the TR portal. That's just so dumb. Well, sometimes you just gotta get a little lucky with your skips there, I suppose. Uh-oh. Burn a dash. There you go. Activated again. Good job.
Hex having a bit of a rough climb.
Yeah, that torch room gave him a lot of trouble.
That torch room was
That was
a little
Not
rude.
awful.
Like you can sneak past that roller going north. I've been in that situation before. I was just a little off on my position, or I could have avoided using my ferry.
Yeah, and this is one of those modes where it's like any chance you get, you go after a fairy because you just never know what's
Yeah.
gonna hit you when you walk through the door.
Like, when I was in the back of Meyer, I was, I think, down on about 2 hearts or so, maybe 2.5. And, like, the basement room, right after you hit the switch in Meyer, when you go into the next room, I've had at least a couple seeds where you go in that room and there's basically a roller just sitting on your face. And so I went ahead and had cape ready before I transitioned.
Yeah, I definitely saw you ready up Cape because you were one solid hit away, and then you walked in, saw Trinex, and was like, you know what? I'm not even
Yep,
gonna risk
not
it.
chancing it.
Just gonna drink this now.
Yeah, and I mean, it's good. I mean, I might have been a little more careful in the second phase had I been on 2, but like I did take a hit, so that would have been death in that situation.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, you might have been a little bit more careful there, but you know, you can't guarantee that you weren't gonna take that hit. So
Yeah, like one thing I've learned in Rando is a lot of the times when you're trying to be more careful and you're not just going with your like normal muscle memory is when you honestly tend to take more damage.
yeah, or if you start rushing yourself when you know
Yeah.
that you're like, if you feel like you're behind at all, or you know you're ready to go, and it's like, I need to get through this, and then you just start taking hits to the face, trying to blast your way through, and it just doesn't do you any favors.
But easily my most tense moment in the whole seed was all those pause buffers in the blind fight.
Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely.
That was about as tense as it gets.
That was,
I'm not good with select buffers, so I was gonna do pause buffers as slower, but I didn't care.
It was definitely a bit of a clincher there.
Yeah, for sure. I wasn't even watching what Hex was doing. My eyes were just glued to your side of the screen that whole time.
Like with blind, honestly, like what got me in the very first fight was the terrifying thing. Those lasers were rough, but GG's to Hex here.
Yeah, GG's in chat for Hex.
Yes, GG's.
Nice finish.
And an official race time GG of 1:37.18.
Well, that was a seed. GFE beat me by a lot. But I had fun.
GG's, Hex.
That's all that matters. It's like 10 minutes.
Let's see, are we going to...
Yeah, I just sent him a message to see if he would like to join us. There's Hex. Beer, if you're there, you may need to give Hex access to the restream room. There we go.
There it is. GG's.
GG.
GG.
GGs.
That was gross. I mean, it was gross and then really, really fast and then gross again.
Well,
Entering, I'm like, how is GFE not done?
like, man, you had a chance. I super bunnied to the top of Paradox, so when I got Moon Pearl, I didn't feel like jumping back down and doing the bottom of Paradox. And then they tell me there's 2 books in there. So, yeah, that was. I'm glad another book showed up pretty much right after I picked up Hookshot.
Yeah, that hookshot was fun.
Yeah, where was Cape in the top of Paradox actually?
I don't remember where Cape was. I just remember getting Cape and I'm like, oh yeah, there's a hookshot there that I almost glitched to.
What? You almost glitch quit next time.
I do. As much as it pains me, Hex, I do admire the dedication to just skipping Hera basement.
Yeah, that was excellent.
Well, I was just like, but I know where my hookshot is. And then a big mistake was not doing Hera before Aga. That would have saved me some time.
An
Arguably
inverted
not much.
line
but
is so slow.
It is. Wouldn't have saved me a lot. Maybe what, like a minute?
Yeah, it's not much, especially if you had hookshot. I don't know if you did or not.
Yeah, not at that point.
Okay.
But yeah, I saw Big Key in basement. I'm like, I mean, I have the cape. But yeah, no, that was fun. I certainly wasn't expecting to beat GFE, but I was very, very disappointed that I made it to GT.
Well, you both had there's a couple of rough rooms overall. Definitely the Torch 2 room was that Torch room was gross.
Yep.
With that crystal roller, but also the back of Eastern was super
That was
gross.
my favorite room in this game.
Yeah, that
Absolute
was.
favorite.
I mean, I don't think I did that bad in back of Eastern. That went pretty smooth for me. It was just finding the small key in the first room.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. That first room was just hilariously awful.
I mean, I fire rod everything like pre-Armos. I had enough of Enemizer at that point. I'm like, nope, no more red Baris, please.
That's what Bombos is for, and Fire Rod, like I said, since you had half magic.
Yeah, I went ham. I just couldn't. I couldn't deal with it.
Yeah,
But,
that was one thing that you were able to pick up that GFE just never got around to. Never did the back of thieves, so never got the half magic. So just went the whole game with normal magic.
Yeah, we never saw another one.
Up another one, yeah.
I will admit I was quite nervous that the only accessible Moon Pearl was going to be back thieves. It was getting to that point, but I just wasn't going to go. I was going to back and I was going to start doing bunny checks.
I was pretty thorough early game. Probably a little bit too much. Because I think I dipped ice looking for that pearl.
Yeah, I learned after, like, I went up the mountain and did some TR checks before going to pod or ice, so I actually got to single dip both because I had my hammer. So that was a big advantage.
Yeah, that hammer placement was a little unfortunate. That the only one that you could really get access to was in TR, and with Hex you skipping, going to the back of TR there really really kind of hurt you a little bit because of the double dips from not having it. I mean, on the plus side, when you came back, you had Samaria. You were able to go ahead and full clear it, but I think the double dips of the other dungeons, you know, definitely slowed you down a bit.
Oh, it definitely did. And then I was trying to figure out how to get into TR. I'm like, but I need the hammer. And then I remembered, oh yeah, no, moron. There's just a black rock at the bottom of the mountain. You just got to bunny walk up. And I was very, very disappointed when I saw how easy the rooms were to get up there. And it was just like, oh, I could have done this ages ago.
Yeah, that's an easy thing to forget in Inverted, to be honest. I think I've forgotten that a couple times myself. But
yeah.
the climbing through Paradox as a bunny was like remarkably free to see. Like the enemies in there were nice.
Oh, very, yeah. It was a free walk essentially.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not too disappointed with this. Honestly, I was expecting GFE to mop the floor with me, especially considering it's my like first ever playthrough the game. So it's fine.
Yeah,
I mean, you did well with it,
yeah, I
considering
like
those
the. Oh
double
yeah,
dips.
please tell everybody I'm a noob.
As he hovers the
Yeah,
old man
hovers.
gap.
Yeah, and
Nope.
hookshot. I saw the swag hover.
There was the
If,
pod
if, if,
hover, the hookshot cave hover. Yeah, there was a few.
if hovering was the answer, then you would definitely correct me. That's one thing that I've put time into. I've been able to do it in practice here and there, but like it's not something I can do.
Okay, so the secret is you download a hover to Ganon, and if you can beat that ROM hack, then you're good.
Makes sense.
And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's on the
I've heard
ALTTPR Discord, or not Discord, the wiki page. They have a link to the ROM hack there, and I would recommend the second one, not the first one, because the first one's gross. But the second one basically forces you to hover every room in TR or not TR in GT, and it's gross, and I love it a lot. So that's where I picked up my hover skill.
I mean, we all have our gross things we love. That's why I suggested Enemizer had to be in this tournament, and here we are.
Well, I mean, you can't do a meme tournament without Enemizer.
Absolutely.
Now, if I can just finally convince Beer to turn all the Triforce pieces in True Pot Hunt and the Mirror Shields, we'll be good.
Oh, I'm so glad I found all three. That made me happy.
Like within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Did we ever find the flute? Not that it
Yes.
matters.
I found the flute. Where was?
Graveyard
That
Ledge.
was in Graveyard Ledge. Yeah.
Oh, I was absolutely not doing overworld checks.
Yeah, it made sense for you because you already had your book.
Yeah, I think book was my go, if I'm not mistaken.
I
Yeah,
think
Either
since you had
Hookshot
book
was
knowledge.
your go.
Yeah,
technically.
yeah, because technically, because you hadn't picked it up yet, but you already knew where it was when you got the book. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
keep saying books because I am finding it incredibly hilarious that they
I
were
still
just right
can't
next to
believe
each other.
I got a good laugh out of that.
I'm sure that kept things interesting, at least on the commentary standpoint, though.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, again, GG's to both of you. Definitely appreciate y'all jumping in and doing a little post-race interview here. Everybody that's watching, make sure you go and give our racers a follow. Absolutely fantastic people, fantastic racers, and just a good time to watch all around. So
Yeah, definitely, and they put on a great show for us tonight. Thank you both.
No, thank you. Enjoyed it. And thanks for the comms, you two. And thanks to Homemade for putting this on. And GG's to Hex. I look forward to round 2. I think he picked this one, so I'm going to see what I can come up with.
well, we look forward to it, and hopefully we can pick you up on Restream again and put on another good show for everybody.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys, for restreaming. Thanks for tracking. Thanks for all the memes.
All the memes. All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up here. We're gonna send it over to ZSR. Currently in the middle of a Cross Keys tournament restream of Gilgamesh versus Incoherent. We're gonna go ahead and send y'all over there. But again, thank you everybody for joining us. I hope you all have a wonderful night. Make sure to give our runners a follow. And we will see you all soon for another restream of AVIANART. And we're rated.
Cool, cool.